Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is your narrative, not the narrative. Well, first of all, I don't mind the term narrative. I'm a civil engineer, and I'm kind of always harping on people. I work with engineers, younger engineers mostly, to spend more time working on the writing skills so they can kind of clearly explain themselves. So, like engineers, we get the bad rap. We tend to use plans and maps and calculations and spreadsheets and tables and charts and such to do what we do. But in addition to that, we also write narratives, right? Which is just words, words and sentences and paragraphs all strung together in a coherent form to explain what we're doing. So we need it, and I've gotten much better at writing over the years, partly as a result of my writing books and working on my website, happierman.com, and writing and doing that type of thing, but also kind of honing my writing skills related to engineering. So the narratives to me are very important, because not everybody that engineers work with are going to be able to understand, what is on a plan sheet, right? What does a drawing mean? You got to have words to sometimes explain what the drawings and the maps and the charts and the calculations and all of that means, right? You use both, all of those things, and the words are normally in the narrative form the easiest to understand, right? We all can read a book and understand what it means. We can read a few sentences telling us what this chart means. So I like the word narrative. What I don't like is us humans being fed the narrative that is the way that we men are supposed to think, behave, act, and run our lives. So I would suggest to you that you create your narrative, right? Your narrative. How do you want your life to be? And kind of discount the narrative. Forget about it. It isn't easy. It is not easy, because let's say the powers that be would like things to be how they want it, and that may or may not be how you want your life to be. I would suggest that it probably, what they would like you to do and me to do is probably not what it would make for a good life for us. Now, they'll of course say that it would, but that's where you got to get into using your own mind and observation and thinking it through to determine whether what they would like you to do is what you should do, right? So, if if the narrative fits your narrative, well, fine, right? It's already figured out for you. But I would think that most of the time it probably doesn't. It probably isn't that way. The things that you would do would be benefiting someone else and not benefiting you at all. And even the people, if perhaps what you're doing to if what you're, let me take a step back. A lot of times as men, we are doing things that maybe aren't a direct benefit to ourselves, but they're benefiting people close to us, right? You're taking care of your responsibilities, your children, your spouse, your significant other, your parents, your siblings, your close friends, your colleagues at work. We do that. That is how the world kind of works best. As a man, once you become, teenage mad, and until you become an old man, you're of an extreme value because of your ability to do a lot more for the people around you, right? You can handle things And I would think men should be applauded for the doing of that rather than derided. Maybe that's a different video. But yeah, you're going to be able to, most men can handle doing the things to take care of yourself, and you can handle doing things to take care of your spouse and your children and some other people around you. And some men, of course, have enormous capacity to do even more, right? Some men, have so much money that they can take care of many people and many multiples of people. Some men have the ability to rally people around them to do good things. If you're more in the, let's say, the top of an industry, yeah, you're going to create this huge ripple effect. So getting back to the idea of your narrative versus the narrative, I still think that you would put in your mind and even write it down how you want your life to be. And like I said, a lot of guys, how they want their life to be is to be taking care of enormous amounts of people in addition to taking care of themselves well. I guess what I'm kind of alluding to is the idea of you as a man shouldn't, the narrative would be you shouldn't take care of yourself well. You should only take care of others. So give that idea a little bit of a thought. Work on your narrative. How do you want your life to be? And if you're continually getting fed ideas from the outside world, most of that you're going to want to just ignore. Most of those ideas you're going to just have to somehow ignore them. You gotta stop entirely, go on some sort of a news-free diet or something so you don't get your mind continually fed with these ideas that aren't helping you. Focus on working on ideas that would make your life better, that would make you happier, that would give you some kind of abundance and prosperity and satisfaction and success in your life. So, that's kind of, what I don't like anything that's contrary to things that are going to help you and helping your own little inner sphere of people. So give that idea a little bit of thought, all for now.